Hello guys, welcome to Gusto News. This is Gusto TV, and yes, I am Ifeoluwa. This raining day, yeah, it's been a rainy day. I've got some updates for you guys. But yes, let me say thank you for all you do for us, for the likes, the comments, telling people about Gusto TV, sharing our content. Thank you so much. We'll see you. We love you. And if you're new to this channel, please click on the subscribe button and as well on the notification bell so you're notified whenever we drop a new video. So starting off the news with Ckay. Ckay has been just got into the news recently for the miracles, I'd say. Yeah, his song Love Wanted has been doing recently. Of course, we know at some point it was a #2 most Shazam song in the world, and just last week it was announced to be the #1 most Shazam song in the world. That of course is very huge. We saw a short clip of people, the Met Gala where they were as well playing the song. So yes, you did want to agree that that song is doing so well, despite the fact it was released in 2019, and now it's gradually joining the likes of Wizkid in doing some amazing things on the BillBoard. Of course, we know that every artist, be it locally or internationally, there are certain charts they want to find themselves, and this one for Ckay is quite a very big one for an artist who is yes, in his growing years, and finding himself on this kind of sports is actually huge. Of course, the likes of Thames knows what it feels like, and now Ckay is experiencing what it feels like. Yeah, it says debut on World Digital Song Sales. That's new songs that are debuting on the World Digital Song Sales for this week. I mean, SS has debuted quite a good number of times, held #1 as well. But here we have a couple of songs. There's Lisa, there's Deja Vu, there's a couple of Ping Pong, there's Blue and Pop. And at number 19, debuting for this week, we have Ckay_Yo, Love Wanted. I mean, this is, of course, an amazing one. So excited to see that, having the likes of this kind of artists who are from the international scene, and having him find himself at number 19, debuting at 19, is not just a joke. It shows that in less than 2-3 weeks, with how much, with the announcement of it becoming the second most Shazam song to becoming #1 most Shazam song, the listenership definitely has increased on different platforms, and people are beginning to know what who Ckay is and what the song sound like. Of course, yesterday I reported that on Spotify Viral 50 was on 3 different countries. We had it to US, they had it in India, they had it on global chart. So this one as well is not far-fetched to have debuted on the World Digital Song Sales. Congratulations to Ckay. Now, moving on to the next on this news is the living legend, and the legend who is no longer with here, but definitely his work keeps speaking for him. I mean, sometimes not too long, this year, there's a video or snippet of a movie, or a trailer of a movie here, making rounds on social media where one of Fela's songs was used as the soundtrack of a movie. So this is to tell that despite the fact Fela has left, this part of the world, but trust me, his song is still doing so well around. But yeah, talking about Wizkid, definitely want to talk about the man of the moment, knowing that Wizkid has been able to do so much to himself in the past more than a decade in the Nigerian music industry. And this year, definitely a lot of things has happened around Wizkid. Made the Lagos album, around SS, quite a good number of things. But yeah, we'll go. Says Fela, of course, has been holding that record of being the highest charting Nigerian album on the BillBoard. Of course, it's peaked at #3 in 2010. Wow, it's long time after the work has been released. And of course, the peak position was #3, and it was on the chart for 45 weeks. Wow, just wow. That's to tell that music would always outlive generations, because I mean, for a song from Fela, who is no longer here, to just find its way in not too long as 2010, and of course was on #3. That of course is a very huge one for him. The Best of a Black President by Fela was on #3, and now Wizkid as well has been having a very good year with his album Made in Lagos. Made in Lagos has done a whole lot of things. I think it's the highest peaking Nigerian album, and of course on this one, it's at #1. It's peaked. That's the peak position, #1. And 2021 peak date August 28, 2021. That's the peak. And as well, it has spent 45 weeks on that chart. this, of course, is a very big one for Wizkid's career. Looking at the fact that, I mean, Fela is seen as the pioneer, or, you know, the father of Afrobeat. A lot of things, a lot of records has been set by, you know, Fela in the past when he was still alive. Even after, you know, he passed on, his songs and his works are still doing so well. And recently, we are beginning to see Wizkid, you know, come up to do the type of things that, you know, Fela's done in the past. And one of it is actually joining Fela as a record holder of having to stay on the charts for 45 weeks. Would Wizkid find his way on it again for another 1 week, another 2 weeks, 10 weeks? Just be on the lookout. But of course, now both Wizkid and Fela have spent the same number of weeks on this chart. And of course, this is amazing one for Nigeria for Afrobeats. Now moving on to the next on this news, and the last is Bobrisky. Bobrisky, of course, is always in the news for things he says or things people would rather say about him. Looking at the fact that, I mean, he had one of the most luxurious birthday last month that held conversations. It was like, look, if you get an invitation for this event, trust me, you are very, very important. It shut down the internet as usual, showing the money. He was, you know, people sprayed him at the event, and a lot of things. And I missed that earlier into this week. There was a speculation that, oh, his former PA is pregnant, could it be Bobrisky and all of that? But okay, that actually, you know, just went by like that. But recently in an interview, Bobrisky has gone on to talk about why he decided to become the she. Yes, of course, we know that there are a lot of speculation, a lot of discussion, oh this, oh that. Well, Bobrisky, in the Conversations with Judy podcast, yes, went on to talk about why he decided to be a woman. According to him, he says being a man, he was more like a slave. I mean, people just say a man as a servant, you need to serve, you're a man, you need to do this. But he said when it comes to being a woman, it is totally different. According to him, he says that, look, a lot of opportunity comes his way, a lot of opportunity will come the way of ladies rather. And so due to this end, Bobrisky decided to become a woman as well. You know, he was being referred to himself as a she and woman all through this conversation. So yes, when you want to know why Bobrisky decided to be, you know, what he is at the moment, it's because he feels that women have better opportunities. Women are, you know, experience lesser stress in life generally, more than a man will do. Well, that on this note is where I'm saying goodbye. If you're new to Gusto TV, please click on the subscribe button and as well on the notification bell. And of course, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.